Hello everyone, this is my fifth video in relation to this very serious matter that has the potential to affect everyone. I know I keep saying that, but it genuinely does. As time goes on and I receive no response in relation to this from the police or the authorities or the MPs, it appears to be more significant. I'm also receiving more information that I'm not going to disclose today, but suggest this is very, very significant indeed. So my name is Gary Waterman. I am a former police officer and former acting sergeant. Just going to update you in relation to a couple of things. So a couple of days ago, I spoke to the Independent Office for Police Conduct in relation to all of this. They had a significant statement with supporting documents. They have unbelievably said that the force concerned still need to deal with this matter and my complaint. Despite me having very significant information and them being aware of that information, that in them doing so, there would be a serious conflict of interest in the investigation and the complaint, which would very likely result in it not being independent or unbiased at all. Even the Independent Office for Police Conduct's own website states that they can deal with sensitive matters that have the potential to affect the public's confidence in the police. The information and supporting documents I have undoubtedly have the potential to affect the public's confidence in the police, not only the police, but the judicial system and the government itself. It is that significant. Everything I have is so significant. That's what it suggests. So I'm having to provide more information to the public. I have informed the authorities that this would be the case. So I'm going to have to disclose more information. And the reason I'm going to do that is because if you are being defrauded potentially, and it appears as though that could be possible, then you have a right to know about this information. Okay, so I'm going to provide more significant information. A couple of days ago, I posted a video with showing an email from a police constable. That email suggested that the police, or certainly that of that force, or the force that officer is relating to, appears to be allowing an immunity for bank employees to commit serious fraud by producing fake bank documents, forged bank documents. This is very serious. The force concerned and where that officer relates is Dorset Police. Dorset Police. Okay, now Dorset Police need to make a public statement on this. They're ignoring it at the moment. Nobody's responding. They're not even confirming the status of my complaint. They're not even providing me with any reassurance, despite numerous emails in me asking them to do so. I'm left with no choice but to provide you with more information. So I'm going to show you a document, okay? And that document is very significant because I'm also going to disclose the bank that this relates to. Okay, so it's Lloyds Bank. Okay, now I must emphasize, nothing has been proven in a court of law. Nobody's been found guilty or anything. I'm literally providing you with the information I have and suggesting what that has to be, what that information could suggest, or that we have to consider that it suggests. So I'm not doing anything wrong in disclosing this information to you. So I'm just going to cover the camera for a moment. So this is a document and a sample of it. I've got several of these, and I obtained these from management companies. That's very important. A former management company that was managing the block that I am a shareholder for the freehold company in relation to that block. Hopefully that makes sense. So it was received from management companies, basically, not direct from the bank. So that's very, very significant in the moment. And they were received on emails and by myself personally, whilst I was a director, going and retrieving the documents from the handover to the new management company. Now, as you can see, it has a Lloyds Bank logo at the top. So you would presume Lloyds Bank have produced this document. At the bottom, this is significant. It says, "This is not a statement. This report has been produced for internal use only. End of report." So why have the management companies got these? If they were produced by the bank, and I have written confirmation from the management company in an email that they did receive them from the bank, all of the documents, why have the management companies got them? It says for internal use only. Okay, report has been produced for internal use only. That is the first significant point. The first section on here says that this is not a statement. So if this is not a bank statement, we have to consider that the figures on this document are different from the actual bank statement itself and the bank account itself. Now, I have significant correspondence and information suggesting that these documents with this written on have been used by my company for years to file their accounts through Companies House. Now, I've taken these documents to an independent accountant, and they have said they should not be used. These documents should not be used to file accounts through Companies House because they may not be authentic figures on there. Okay. Now, many of the people within my company tried to convince me to use these documents to go through Companies House, to file through Companies House. I refused because I knew, based on this information and the information I'm going to give you in a minute, that these could be fraudulent documents, and I would be committing a very serious offence if I submitted them because the figures may not exist. So I refused. As a result, most of the shareholders in my company voted to remove me as a shareholder, okay, in a meeting, as a director. After that meeting, within 3 days, I was requested with an email from a new management company. They requested that I delete all information, all documents and all correspondence in relation to anything to do with the building that I am still a shareholder in relation to. Of course, I refused because legally I'm entitled to still have these. I'm a shareholder and there are legal matters ongoing. This is very significant indeed. So we've established what the significance of that at the bottom. The other thing I need to confirm is I have taken these documents into a Lloyds Bank. I've spoken to staff there and they confirmed, having looked at them only verbally, that they had not been produced by Lloyds Bank. Very significant. Now, if we look at the document, as you know, I'm sure you've received bank statements before, or you look on your bank account online, everything is uniform, consistent throughout. So if there's tables and figures, they're aligned, they're all within, they're all aligned, they're all correct. And that's because it is produced by IT software through that bank. So it's computer generated. This document, as you can see, there is misalignment. So the figures and the date are not in line with the heading. Okay, not only that, but this is significant as well. Very significant. It says value dates, but we have amounts and a date under that section. You would not have that with an authentic bank document. Over here, you can see there is a, if it can focus, there is a figure. Okay, £28.41. There is no heading above it. Okay, the amount section is here. If you can read that. Transaction amount, it says all the figures should be there if this was genuine, but they are here and here along with a date mixed in with it. It would not happen with an authentic document. Over here you can see booked date. Underneath it, it doesn't just have dates, it has information as well. That you would not have that in an authentic document. This is all significant, very concerning indeed. Now, I've shared these documents with the shareholders within my company. Everybody has refused to comment on the validity or these inconsistencies, with these documents. Everybody has refused to confirm. I have pointed all of these significant inconsistencies out to them. Okay. So as a director, I wanted to receive the authentic bank documents because we needed to file our accounts lawfully through Companies House. So we employed a solicitor to to send a letter to the former management company requesting that they send bank statements that are certified by the bank itself or by a local solicitor. Now, I have the response to that solicitor from the management company. They refused and stated that all documents had already been submitted, bank documents had been submitted, and had been certified by the accountant, and suggested that if we insist on certified documents any further, then we should go through their solicitor. They refused to send certified documents. On the back of that letter, I requested that all directors within my company send an email to that management company also requesting that they send certified bank statements to us. 2 of the directors refused to ensure that certified was included in that request. Now, that's very important because if we don't say certified as was requested by the solicitor, that allows the ability for further forged bank documents to be produced. They gave no reasonable explanation not to include that within their request. So I'm going to show you some further documents now. Bear with me. Now, bear in mind the information I just gave you. So 2 directors requested further bank documents from the management company, but refused to include that they were certified. As a result, we received these. Now, I've redacted this. As you can see, it has a Lloyds Bank logo on it. It looks much more professional. Everything's in a table. Everything is much more aligned. However, it had not been certified by a solicitor or local solicitor or the bank itself. Now, this was included within correspondence supposedly from an employee from Lloyds Bank. Had supposedly sent these to the management company, so I had a name for a Lloyds Bank employee. I'll come to that in a moment, but significantly, this table, you look in the top right hand corner, you can see that part of the border on the top right hand corner there is missing. That would not happen with an authentic bank document where it's produced on bank's software. So I suspect that these are fake figures again. So as a result of all of this, as I've stated, I had a name for a Lloyds Bank employee, and I contacted that Lloyds Bank employee after I received this information and confirmed that they were in fact an authentic, a genuine Lloyds Bank employee. I went through the main Lloyds Bank number. Now I'm going to show you an email and explain a conversation that happened between myself and that employee. Bear with me. I'm trying to do this all in one video so that it's, it hasn't been cut or edited. So this is the email sent to this Lloyds Bank employee that I had confirmed was an actual person and was working for Lloyds Bank. Now, during the phone call conversation, they were overly eager to provide information. They did no security checks on me whatsoever, and they did confirm that they had been liaising with the person from the former management company. Okay, they stated they would sign and certify anything I wanted them to, but they did no security checks on me whatsoever. That would not happen on a phone call with a bank when you're discussing bank accounts. So this is the email I sent after that conversation. This is the first one. So I've put you can see it was sent on the 6th of April. Explained that this was the email that had been sent to me from the person from the management company. I've redacted that for now. I asked him to confirm his input in relation to it and the documents that were attached, which were the last ones I showed you with the corner of the table missing. And the documents have not been doctored in any way. So I wanted him to confirm it had not been doctored from when he sent them to when they came to me, because then I would be obviously reassured that they were authentic. As discussed, I said, could you also please confirm who the signatories are for the account? And then I said I'd send him a further email with the first documents I showed you, or some of them attached, the more apparently, or they seem to be more apparently forged. So this is the second email I sent them. Bear with me, I'll find it. So again, this was to the same person, a Lloyds Bank employee who was confirmed as being a Lloyds Bank employee. Now this document, as I said, it's an email sent the same day, and it explains that I have attached some documents. So they were the first ones that I showed you, where there was no alignment at all. And I explained all of the inconsistencies with those documents to him. Now on the next, I won't show you the next email, but on the next page I informed him of the crime reference number that had been created by Dorset Police at that point, and explained that I was a former police officer and that I found it all highly suspicious. I wanted him to provide some reassurance that these were authentic. I had no response whatsoever from that member of Lloyds Bank afterwards. None at all. I sent a further email asking for them to provide an update, and they never got back to me. Okay. As a result of that, I sent numerous emails to the Chief Executive Officer's office for Lloyds Bank, and to this day, they have provided no information to confirm the authenticity or not of any of these documents. Okay. Now, I have to consider with all of this, and significant other information that I haven't disclosed, that this could be connected to a previous Lloyds Bank fraud. Now, if you were to search online, Operation Meadow bank scam or Lloyds Bank scam, you will see the article on that. I'm going to show you that article now, just so you know what I'm on about. Bear with me. So this is the article that I have cut from the website and put into a document. Now, this was an article back in June last year. I don't know if you can see the date there, but it is June last year if you look online. Noel Edmonds was a victim of this crime. It was one of the UK's biggest banking frauds, and significantly it involved the Lloyds Bank group. Now, if I go to the next page, this is important. This fraud resulted in Lloyds setting aside £790 million in compensation. Now, that was in relation to, I believe, if you look on there, you can have a look yourself, 200 small businesses. Now, potentially, we have to consider that this has continued. We have to also consider, with the other significant information, and this is obviously huge, that police officers may have been involved in this, and that government officials may have been involved in this, and that it has continued. We have to consider this with all of this information. So you can see how huge this is, because if that compensation is 790 million for 200 small businesses, I'm a leaseholder in a block of flats that has been affected by this, and I estimate that I have lost around £13,000 in relation to all of this. You can work out the sums on how significant this could be. So the government really do need to provide some sort of public statement in relation to all of this. So do Lloyds Bank now, and so do Dorset Police. Hopefully you all understand why this is all so significant, or looking as though we have to consider that it is so significant. There's lots of other information I have in relation to this, but I am trying to be cautious about how much I release at the moment. But of course, as time goes on, if we don't get answers and responses and public notices or public address in relation to this, then I will have to release some more information, because the public, you have a right to know. This could be affecting everybody's cost of living in relation to this. So, and everyone's struggling at the moment. So it needs to be addressed. Everyone's ignoring it. Please, I urge the government and the police and Lloyds Bank to make some sort of statement in relation to this. It is so significant. Thank you very much, and God bless you all. Take care. Bye.